Hello everybody and welcome to tier.
Hello everybody and welcome
One moment,
to
just a second.
once again, welcome everybody to the VRL Tier 1 Round 10 at USA and Mexico. As we welcome to qualifying, as we just take a nice view, as we have a nice view here of the pit lane. We will go on board with today Tommy, who will be taking the will be the first car out on the racetrack. And as I set up here, we had multiple technical difficulties today. Setting the stream up, so.
Actually, today Tommy might not be the first person out on track today. It seems as if though JH is.
It seems as though JH is our is the person that's first.
So, sorry, not JH, 5 Tricks. So we'll be going on board with him for his first run lap as he goes through the penultimate corner to start his lap.
So as he goes through turn 1 and 2, has some decent entrance speed, but loses it on the X as he comes through the S section in sector 2. He sets the fastest sector 1, but that gets immediately taken by Today Tommy as he lost a lot of speed. And now he takes that hairpin quite decisively, missing the apex by around 2 meters or so. As he goes down to DRS, first DRS, great. And a nice exit out of dead center from sector 2. That once again gets immediately taken by the Tommy. And we've got yellow flag in sector 2, which goes through the latex section. He almost backwards goes and nearly invalidates the lap as he misses the apex there and invalidates the last corner. And Nate Thomas has passed the lap with 1:33.7, which is immediately beaten by Dion EPRS. By about 3 tenths of it, and the 8 P2 at 1:32.4, and Jack Russington, also known as Jim Bob, has taken P4 now with the 1:34.5, as Nate gets P2 with the 1:32.
with how as he locks up in that corner and moves the separation. It's important to eat a lot of curb on the entrance of that corner so you can get the maximum which unfortunately he didn't have. Didn't validate that which is quite an achievement by and we have yellow flash on the straight. Let's see who that is. And that's the Renault with the X Gamer 2, which has spun and is now out of the race. Sorry, out of quali to backing out on their long.
David, I'm watching the stream just to let you know the game audio is too high.
The what is? The what is too high?
The game audio, like
Yeah,
the engines.
Sorry, yeah. Put that down now. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
So now let's go on board with Jack Russington, who is going to be doing his... Oh, who's run out of fuel, in fact. And he's just trolling, sorry, he's trundling along Sector 3, heading towards the triple apex and nearly spins there. So let's just see what happens. If disqualifying, if disqualifying is more interesting than normal. Yeah. On another note, unfortunately Katanax or Katana couldn't be here with us today as he's locked out of his house. He'll probably be here for the race, but probably be racing as Snoopy keeps locking up in. He's locked up into every corner from the start of Sector 3, and he's run out of fuel. That's wonderful, isn't it? As he goes into the pits. BTRS is now starting his flying lap on his mission to beat JH to provisional pole position. So let's take a deep analysis into his lap and see what's going on. So he took turn 1 quite well. Now he's going into the S's section, trying not to invalidate, taking as much apex as possible without invalidating on the and sets the fastest Sector 1. Going through the other S section, trying to be as smooth as you can on the steering, trying not to invalidate once again. Taking a lot of curb on the entry, which is what you should do. Trying to get the widest angle into that corner, but doesn't hit the apex well, which maybe lost him a couple hundredths. Now going down the back straight. Taking some curb here and locking up, hitting the apex well, going into Sector 3 now. Setting the fastest Sector 2, but then that's immediately taken away from him by his by one of his competitors. As he has a slow exit out of that corner, now going into the triple apex section. Staying in 6th gear. Seems as though he's had an issue. He's decided not to go out for the lap and saving the tyres, and now he'll redo the lap. Yes, it seems as if though he will be redoing his lap.
after that, after bottling that corner, I suppose. Carrying good entry speed into turn 1, but then losing out on the exit. It seemed like going into the S section, try not to invalidate, taking as much apex and curve as possible. As Main Chief says, the fastest lap of a 1:31.8. As PTRS invalidates that lap, let's go on board with Mr. Luds82, who is trying to challenge for that first row qualifying position. Who's actually run out of fuel, so he's only on his in lap. There's not much to do. There's not much action today in qualifying. As Alex CG invalidates his lap and is quite incidentally blocking Prism from doing his lap. Sorry, Main Chief from doing his lap. That is in fact, I believe, his in lap, maybe. So who knows? As Aiden or CPB goes faster than PTRSD and sets an equal time to JH. A 1:32.078. And the second, third and fourth are separated only by 4 thousandths of a second. Which is remarkable. But not as remarkable as, I believe, was it? Oh god. Time when Michael Schumacher, Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Jacques Villeneuve set the exact same time in qualifying. So now let's go on board with this flying lap of Main Chief, who is trying to, of JH, who's trying to extend, be faster, and try to get that provisional pole position away from Main Chief, after CP being the Alfa Romeo set an exact time to him, which is once again remarkable. God, I'm terrible. Oh yes, as Katana has joined the session after being let back into his house by his parents. So, that's good. As Synax makes a big mistake and invalidates his lap. As I believe this, it's Synax who has spun on the, probably spun on the exit of one of the corners, as we have a yellow flag going in as the AlphaTauri of iSnoopy spins on the hairpin into, spins on the exit of the hairpin going onto the back straight. As JH has set the fastest lap of a 1:31 784, going over 1.5 sorry, going more than 5/500ths of a second faster than the previous provisional pole lap of main chiefs, as Jack Brassington has set a time of 1:31.838, going just 0.10 of a second slower than main chief. As PTRS Dion sets the fastest lap of a 1:31.4, going 0.3 faster than the last, faster than his closest opponent, which is once again a remarkable achievement. He might be the next Jarno Opme. Yeah, he might actually be the next Jarno Opme. As Synax gets disqualified from the session, leaving the two Renaults stranded at the back of the field. Doing so well in Tier 2, in Tier 1, the lineup is, quite frankly, struggling. But let's see what they can do during the race. As we go on board, as the McLaren has run out of fuel in the back straight, which is... which might be a non-track hazard to those cars around them. Sorry, what? Completely forgot words. Which will be a non-track hazard for the cars around them. For the cars around him. What? He will be an on-track hazard for those around him. There we go. As we're going into the final seconds of today's qualifying session, we see Luds trying to get to the start-finish straight after his... trying to get to start-finish straight to start a new lap. Or in fact, he's probably just trying to not run out of fuel. Which would also be quite a good move. As though you see him running out of fuel and holding up Mr. 5 Streak, who's on a flying lap. No, also on his in lap. Unless Lippy Loppy can improve, this will be our unless Lippy Lop, Catanax, Today Tommy, and Alex GG, and I Snoop, just not including I Snoopy, then I completely forget words, sorry about that. So, unless Lippy Loppy, Today Tommy, and Alex GG are, not Alex GG now, unless Lippy Lop and Alex GG are able to improve their time, this is our lineup for today's race. Sorry, our grid lineup. As Alex GG retires from the session after qualifying has been completed. PTRS retires from the session. It seems as though it's only in the hands of Lippy Loppy now, as he invalidates and hits the DRS sign. Okay. Interesting. Right, okay. Just wait for Lippy Loppy to finish doing his celebratory donuts. Maybe. Or something along the lines. Just, you can just cross the line, okay, thank you. As we're just waiting for Jargon to do one lap. And Let's go on board now with... So let's get our television cameras now to follow Mr. Tristan, also known as Jargon, on his... Oh, he won't make a lap. On his out lap then. After he joined late, he's trying his best to do one lap, but unfortunately it won't be enough. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at our grid lineup for today. Why is the AI turned on? One moment. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a bit of a technical error here, after the session host may have accidentally turned on the AI for this race, so we will be going back to our starting soon screen for a couple moments as we try to... Oh my god! Jargon has made it. He has been able to start a lap. This is sensational. Going through sector 1, taking turn 1 nicely, going through the S section of sector 2. Sorry, still sector 1, going into the left right, and then left-hander again of sector 2. Carry on, going on to the little kink on the run up to the hairpin. The hairpin for the back straight, but he ran out of time. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have technical issues, and we'll have to go back to the starting screen. We'll be back in about 5 minutes as we prepare for the race. Welcome everybody back to the VRL Tier 1 Round 10 USA race. After the technical difficulties of after qualifying, we will now be going to the starting grid and preparing for lights out. As we now wait for the drivers to be ready, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lights, and away we go. After a poor start from JH, PTRS gets a much better start, going straight into the lead at turn 1. After there's an incident there, I believe, between one of the Ferraris and a Haas. As today Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty already for multiple warnings. This just proves how bad this track is for track limits. Here we see our predicted pit stop strategy. Everybody going as the Mercedes of Lippy Loppy has spun and gone off the track. This is a terrible moment for the Mercedes boys, leaving Lippy Lop just under 5 seconds away from the field. This is very interesting for the two, as PTRS is now pulling increasing his gap on main chief, now 7/10 in front of him. As PTRS says the fastest lap, and today Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty as Katanax is now entering the pits alongside Alex GG and Synax. But all three of them are replacing their front wings. As there's a virtual safety car after an incident, as Ice Snoopy and Lippy Loppy both dive into the pits as well for front wing changes. As Synax gets a 3-second time, a 6 gets 2 3-second time penalties. And we're back to green flag running. PTRS and main sheet as Prism overtakes. Prism and PB having a good battle over here, going side by side through the last couple of corners. Now as Aiden gets a good run out of that corner, but then as Prism fends him off, trying to keep that position, trying to be as defensive as possible, but also being as whilst also being very aggressive. As Tommy goes into the pits once again for a front wing change. And let's carry on to having a look at this battle. It's an Alfa Romeo versus a McLaren versus another Alfa Romeo. These are excellent scenes over here. Very good driving from all sides. As Aiden as CPB gets back, gets his position back from Prism after a dive bomb going into the hairpin. As today Tommy gets another 3-second time penalty. And as CPB gets past Luds, these are really good battles here between the two teammates and the McLaren of Prism. As Main Chief is gaining slightly on PTRS per lap, trying to have a go at him going into the last corner. As PTRS says the fastest lap, but then Main Chief gets it away from him and Jargon gets another gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As today Tommy and Synax are having an interesting battle here, as today Tommy was just overtaken by Synax, who's got now a just under 8/10, just under 8/10 advantage going into turn 1. As CPB, also known as Aiden, has now extended his gap to Luds by 1.4 seconds. We've just got confirmation here as Alex GG 451 gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well. And now we've just got confirmation that it was indeed Synax who Synax hit Snoopy, who is in the AlphaTauri, who is actually on the mediums. Now, as CPB gets a 3-second time penalty as well, this will really affect his battle at the top of the top. As Jack Russington is now pitting for the medium tyres. With a very, very, very slow stop after falling asleep behind the wheel. As Synax gets another 3-second time penalty. Soon the round of pit stops will now play out, as we've seen just before, and we also have Alex GG, who's just got a 3-second time penalty once again for track extension and multiple warnings. Just by judging by this, we'll, at this rate, the whole field will have penalties. As Juggen just gets past GhouliX Gamer 2, who's trying to fight back, going to the inside for the next corner. But Juggen goes around the outside, fending him off going into the SS section, trying not to track extend. And GhouliX Gamer has given up, and Jargon is now extending his gap from him. Now, as 5 Street gets a 3-second time penalty for track extension, gets his first penalty, sorry. As our Snoopy gets a his first 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, running P15 right now. As Alex GG gets another gets a 3-second time penalty for visible corner cutting. As Main Chief and PTRS and JH are having an excellent battle here. As JH has gotten past Main Chief, whose tyres are apparently dropping off, and he has also entered the pits now, changing onto the medium set of tyres after a slow stop, slow acceleration, shall I say? In fact, as CPB also has goes onto the mediums, shall I say? As Ghoulie X Gamer is in the pits as well, changing onto the medium tyres from the softs. So now all the top 6 are all running on old softs. So this is going to play out quite interestingly. As 5-Strict gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And PTRS is Jack Russington gets another gets a 3-second time penalty. Gets a 3-second time penalty, and also PTRS is starting to extend his gap as Jargon gets past Luds, and Luds is trying to fight back, going for the dive bomb and locking up into Sector 3. Locking up once again, trying to stay in the slipstream of his. Trying to go down the inside of at the corner before the triple apex. So now the leaders PTRS and JH have pitted. This is crucial as we'll have to see who comes out first, as Prism also goes in the pits. As the top 6 are now pitting. Jargon is in the pits. Luds is in the pits. Prism is now exiting the pits. CPV is not, in fact. JH has just stopped. 5-Strict still hasn't stopped. This will be quite crucial as Catanax has just gotten past Jargon on the turn 1 hairpin. Extending his trying his luck today in Tier 1 instead of his usual dominance in Tier 2. Sorry, so I should say he's stretching his wings now, as he has, because he's used to the Tier 2 antics and strategies. As now JH has gotten past 5-Strict, who started on the medium compound of tyre and is going for the medium soft strategy. Trying to, the two Hasses are now trying to fight for the podium position, as Catanax has made a mistake and Jargon has made the most of it, going past him in the on the corner on the corner at the end of the back straight. As CPB has lost the position. Sorry, has lost the position to. Sorry, what? I really don't understand that graphic. As Prism overtakes 5-Strict, who's in the pits. And 5-Strict strategy of the medium softs did not play out. He was running P4 and is now in P12 as Prism gets a 3-second time penalty and Luds almost loses it on the exit of turn 1. Going for the S's. As CPB gets another 3-second time penalty. As PTRS is not, as Main Chief, as Alex GG has retired from the session. What has happened? Has he spun? Who knows? But there definitely won't be a safety car, as everybody still is in sector 1 or 2, or just entering sector 3 now. As 5-Strict gets a 3-second time penalty, as Main Chief has is just about to enter his PTRS's DRS zone and almost spins on the exit of the corner before the free apex U corner, in fact. So let's get a rundown of our top 10 contenders at today's race. Got also Synapse just got a 3-second time penalty as PTRS running in first. Behind him we've got Main Chief and JH both on the podium. Then it's CPB or Aiden, Prism, Jargon, Catanax 28, Luds 82, Gully X2 and Jack Brassington. As Luds is now gaining on Katana, trying to go for the move, going in, trying to sell him a dummy, trying to go around the, going down the inside, trying to go down the inside into the S's, failing to do so and actually getting off worse because of this, because of this, as today Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty. He's looking for all his opportunities to be, to overtake him, in fact. He's going into the slipstream. Catanax has run out of ERS. Oh, sorry. What just happened? Right, okay. So Lutz has gone past him. As Catanax is surely gonna try his best to get past Mr. Luds 82, but running low on the ERS, he won't be able to do that for a while, since he's only on 11% ERS, 13 in fact. But he does have DRS, as Luds locks up and Catanax gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings after track extending, in fact, as Main Chief gets a 3-second time penalty and PTRS 2. This really is gonna affect the the winning result, as it might actually be JH who wins if he is able to stay within 3 seconds, as Jack Brassington gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, as Catanax and Luds are having a good fight here. Luds gets a very good run out of that corner, going into slipstream, pulling out late, but thinking better of it. He gets a much better run out of that corner, going into slipstream, getting the DRS once again. Maybe overtaking him on the straight. And yes, he does. As now the only 3 people without any penalties are Lippy Loppy, JH and Luds, meaning that this move wouldn't really matter if Luds had stayed within those 3 seconds of... Sorry, is it 3 seconds? Within the 3 seconds of Catanax, yes. Sfashri gets a 3-second time penalty and Catanax gets a terrible run out of the last corner, sliding and pushing Luds, braking too late, outbraking himself and losing half of his front wing. This is a disaster for Catanax. As Ice Snoopy gets a 3-second time penalty and Main Chief and goes down the inside of PTRS. PTRS gets the better traction, has got the inside of the corner, but then Main Chief gets the switch back and he's now in P1. But PTRS dive bombs him into that corner, but that doesn't work out. Main Chief is now in P1. Main Chief is now in P1, trying to extend his lead as much as possible after catching PTRS off guard and allowing himself to take that P1 position as Lippy Loppy crashes out for Mercedes on the end of the pit straight. Let's see what happened after Snoopy passes him. As today Tommy gets another 3-second time penalty with a total of 18 seconds. It seems as though Lippy Loppy was hit from behind and then he was hit hit the wall, or hit the wall, or as there's a problem with hit the wall, or he outbraked himself. As Catanax has been overtaken by 3 cars, Jack Russington, 5 Streak, and Goulier X2. There must be a problem with that Red Bull of his. Running in P8, he got overtaken he lost 3 positions in 1 corner. This is a disaster for him. Seems as though there's not much battling going on right now. In fact, 5 Streak might be going. 5 Streak might have a go at Goulier X2 going into the final 2 corners. As Synax gets a 3-second time penalty. But Goulier X Gamer is too fast for 5 Streak. And 5 Streak gets a 3-second time penalty, and now JH is the last person running without a single penalty. This is as we go on board with our leader of the race, Main Chief, who has run out of the ERS. Going into Sector 3 now as Snoopy gets a 3-second time penalty. And now it's just defending from PTRS to get that victory at USA. 2 corners left. PTRS is now out of DRS range. And it seems as though and Main Chief has won the US Grand Prix with JH behind him after penalties have been enforced. So let's run down through our order so far. Just after let's run you through the order just after Snoopy has finished. Let's run you through our order. We have Main Chief, who has won the race. Close behind we have JH, who finished 3rd on track, but after penalties were enforced, after penalties were enforced, PTRS was demoted to P3. So there's our podium. ladies and gentlemen. So, Main Chief, who won the race. Close behind him after penalties, we had JH, PTRS, CPV, Prism, Jargon, Luds82, Gully X2, Jack Brassington, Catanax 28, 5 Streak, Synax, Today Tommy, Ice Snoopy, Lippy Loppy who retired, and Alex GG who retired as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you in the next 5 or so minutes for race 2 at Mexico.
Noise.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an unexpected what's this called? Unexpected
Interviewee? I don't know.
yeah, something along the lines. Unexpected interviewee. JH, our P2 finisher for the race. JH, welcome to the interview. How do you feel after your unexpected P2 finish?
Well, to be honest, it was expected, the P2. I could have, I think, like, I started P2. If I got a good start, I think I could have stayed P2, but Main Chief had a rocket of a start. So, to be honest, P2 is the worst that could have happened, I think, P2 or P3. But yeah, it's only 3 point difference, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I think the part that I don't know, that is problematic for me is that I was so close to Main Chief at the end. I could have won because he had a 3 second penalty, which I didn't. So yeah, I feel a bit gutted, but still happy.
Alright, well, once again, congratulations. Another question from Jeff over here on the other side of the interview hall. Do you think, I'm speaking on his behalf, do you think that you, if you were given the chance, would you be able to do something like, I believe it was Jargon who did, it was 15th place to 6th. Would you be able to do that if you were given the chance?
It depends of the opportunity, but I think what Jargon did is absolutely amazing because from P15 to P6, he rocketed through the through the field. So yeah, congrats to him. But I don't know if I could do the same. It depends of the opportunities, I guess.
All right, wonderful. And also, last question: what do you think about the upcoming track at Monaco? Sorry, not Monaco, Mexico.
For me, it's a bad track. I don't know. It's not as good as USA. I hope I get in quality P5. If I get in the first 5, then I'll be happy. But yeah, I just want to say something. Congrats to Dion, who is now Tier 1 champion. Yeah.
All right, wonderful. And once again, congratulations to you for your P2 finish, and congratulations to Dion for the World Championship and the Constructors Championship, which maybe is confirmed. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know constructors, but drivers, he is champion.
All right, wonderful. So yeah, thank you, and now we will be getting on to our
thank you. See
next
you later.
person. Oh god, we've had a bit of an issue. Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we have with us Mr. Main Chief, the race winner for the 2021 VRL something Grand Prix, no one knows. So, Main Chief, how do you feel about your victory?
Well, for good, obviously. After qualifying third, we'll manage to get the ice from Dion and get the first position.
Alright, so, after this result, do you believe that you are still running in, do you believe that you are still running in the, oh, never mind, that question was meant for a different person. Do you think after your result today, how do you think this result will affect you in the Drivers' Championship?
Sadly, I don't think I will get any position in the championship. Well, for now, I am. No, I'm in the eighth position. Maybe I'll get manage to get in the 6th or 5th position. My goal is to be in the top 5, but not more, sadly.
Alright, wonderful. And last question from Donald, who's sitting over there. He asked, what do you think about the complexity of the F1 games? Do you think that there should be like more things to do? It should be more realistic. You could adjust like certain race modes, etc.?
Well, it's more about the safety car and stuff like that, like with the delta during virtual safety cars when we get penalties if the delta is too high. I think the game should fix that, and a lot about the penalties, 5-second penalties if you have a slightly touch a car in front of you. That might be changed by the game, yeah.
Alright, wonderful. So would you say that on the virtual safety car, etc., should, since certain cars in real life have the ability to turn on a VSC or SC mode, do you think that that should be implemented for the certain cars that do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we saw that if you let your AI drive, the AI can do dangerous moves, like it happened in Spa previously. Uh, I think they should do a safety car button mode that would fix the cars to a certain speed, and that would that would make us be able to warm our tires and everything. But still, that can make the safety car much more safer, and not a lot of penalty would be given there.
Alright, and last thing is, what the if you were given the chance, would you be able to do a top 15th to 6th challenge, like Jargon did at today's race?
Top 56. Well, previously, 2 weeks ago in Italy, I did last. It was I think 17 to second, which was kind of the same thing. Well, that was my challenge because I got disqualified for the qualifications because of the incident in Spa, and I managed to get last to second. So yeah,
Alright,
that would be yeah.
wonderful. So, thank you for your time, and we'll get back to the racing.
Thank you.
See ya. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be returning to racing soon. So, in about 5 to 10, 2 to 5 minutes, we should be getting to quali. So, we'll see you there. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mexican Grand Prix. The VRL 2020 Mexican Grand Prix in wet weather conditions. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a bit of technical issues again. The host has forgotten to put on qualifications, so we have to Restart. So we'll see you in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 VRL Tier 1 Mexican Grand Prix qualifying session. So, right now, after the interesting result yesterday for the McLaren team, we will, I believe, hopefully see a repeat of this. So now, let's. Why is there a melody? Huh. That's. Huh. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's go on board with Mr. Main Chief, who won the previous race. So it just seems as though it will rain, judging by the clouds and conditions, by the heat, by the God, I forgot word, by the cold. So let's go on board with Mr. Main Chief now, who is now going up to the first triple chicane, going in nice and wide, clipping the apex once again, and now having a good exit. He may or may not be caught up in the dirty air of the car in front as he locks up, setting the fastest sector 1, going wide, taking the proper line through here. Well, the non-F1 invalidation line, in fact. Carry on taking speed, going into sector 3, into the sector 3S's now. Left, right, left, right, going left again. Not. It seems as though Main Chief has some problems. It seems as though he has slowed down and scrapped his lap. There's wheel disconnected. That's very, very interesting. As probably to get out of the way of his teammate, who is saying who's just set the fastest lap of 1:15.7. As there's a yellow flag going into sector 1. As there's and invalidates, as there's a Haas going slowly. The two McLarens are doing a formation, going into the pit lane. As now PTRS set the fastest sector 1, maybe even setting the fastest sector 2 and the fastest sector 1, and breaking Ludd's provisional pole time. Sorry, beating Ludd's provisional pole time. He sets the fastest sector 2, going a bit deep, losing traction on the exit of the right-hander. Yellow sector 3 as a Ferrari has spun out. And PTRS sets the fastest lap by 0.5 of a second. A 1:14.8. That's a magnificent lap from
Mr. Dion or PTRS here. So now let's go on board with Lippy Loppy, who is in fact, oh, there's been a clash. Or not. Just racing each other. No, it seems as they've both run out of fuel. Which is, yeah. Anyways, let's go, as Lippy Loppy is doing his lap time, I will, mute myself and then we'll just enjoy the pure lap from Mr. Lippy Lop. It now seems that Lippy Lop has scrapped his lap. So now let's go on board with Synax, who will be trying to beat Dion or PTRS's time of a 1:14.8. Which no one has beat so far. So he's coming up to the start of Sector 3 now. Going down to the right-hander. Clipping that apex. Getting on power early. Braking hard into the hairpin. Going left, right, left. Going into the final corner. Trying to get on the power as soon as possible so he can accelerate out of that little curve. So now he gets the DRS going down the main straight. 205 miles an hour and climbing. Going up to the first chicane. Braking hard into the corner, clipping the little curb. Clipping it again and going out to the curb. Trying to get the best exit as possible. Braking hard again. Going left. He missed that apex. Going right. Hitting the apex, but actually going quite slowly this time. Going through the triangular section. Going straight. Trying to get the best exit. Going through the SS section. Left, right, left, and right again. Braking hard into the right-hander, clipping the apex and the curb. Trying to get as close as possible to the curb and the wall there, going into the hairpin. Trying to get the best exit you can out of that little stadium section, and he hits the wall and scraps the lap. Which is very unfortunate for Synax after such a decent lap time. So now, let's go. Pardon me. Yeah, so let's go on board now with Mr. JH, who is now on his flying lap. 210 miles an hour just before he brakes. Trying to get a good exit out of those corners. Pushing as hard as he can on the straights, even though all he can do is just wait for the DRS to actually have an effect. Goes quite slow through that corner. Going into the triangular section, having a good entrance and exit speed of there. Going into the S section of sector 3. The late sector 2. Left, right again. Getting that DRS as quickly as possible. Now continuing straight, setting the fastest sector 2. Braking as hard as you can into that right hander. Trying to open the corner as much as possible, but then sadly he bottled that hairpin and lost so much time on the exit of that corner. And he's going to pit. I feel like I'm giving everyone a curse when I watch their qualifying lap. I give them some sort of curse that makes them go. Let's go on board with Jack Russington now, who is in his first lap, braking very hard, trying to get a bit of curb, but usually try to get a lot of curb on the entrance, but he just doesn't. He wasn't able to do that. Now again, a good exit out of that corner, opening the DRS quickly, braking in that corner really hard. The line was a bit messed up, and he had to brake mid corner there. Causing him to lose a lot of time. So now into the S section, left, right, left. That corner can be taken flat out, just you need to downshift whilst you're speeding up. It keeps your speed but actually lowers your traction, so that's just a tip that I use. Eating some of that curb, opening the corner up, opening this corner up, going through the curve, and setting a 1:15.1, which puts him in provisional 4th position. As Prism is now on his fast lap, going out of the first chicane, opening the DRS as fast as possible, going into the second chicane, where where you go into the triangular section, taking quite a slow line through there. You can use most of this track, even though you're on strict corner cutting rules. There is a lot of tips that I could give to get quicker lap times around Mexico. Open DRS quickly through the SS section, setting the fastest sector 2, braking really hard into this corner, going through the hairpin, opening up the next right-hander that also is quite similar to Parabolica, but it isn't in fact. Now trying to get as a good exit as possible and setting, and he goes provisional P5 of 1:15.3 as his best lap. Got 3 minutes left until the end of the session. So we will see a lot of people going out, get their final laps done. seems as though the only person that is actually abusing that corner cutting trick is Tommy and I believe the the Mercedes of Lippy Lop. One minute of the session left. Lippy Lop has retired, and Catanax and Today Tommy have both wasted their flying laps by invalidating in the first chicane. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I will have to go AFK for the next minute or so. I'll be back at the end of this session. So I'll leave you with a of Ludz's lap. Sorry, not Ludz's lap. Right, thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Right, ladies and gentlemen. I am dying here. Kind of. So, yeah, sorry about that. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go. Prism gets a very good start. PTRS gets a terrible launch as Synax passes him straight away. He gets Jack Russington also gets a very good start. A lot of people having a go down at PTRS. They were going free as they go 3 wide through the first chicane. Main Chief as Main Chief is climbing up the order. Lippy Lobby just got an overtake on Jargon, who got a disastrous start and started and dropped down to P13. Lippy Loppy and Luds having a good battle around here. Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings again. A lot of good. Jack Brassington gets a 3-second time penalty as well for multiple warnings. I am out of breath. As today, Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings once again. Start contact, yes. Sense gets a 1:19.04, 1:19.0 as the fastest lap, and Luds was in the slipstream, getting past Mr. Lippy Lob. He has Luds has wing damage and had a terrible start. And that's a Red Bull. That's the Red Bull of Catanax, who has spun, and he just crashes out. Okay, and we've got a safety car. The safety car is deployed. Let's take a look at the leader. Yeah, so let's take a look at the leader, who will be pacing the field from behind the safety car for now. Safety car will be waiting in sector 2, as Synax is has knocked down some bollards. Bollards in fact. As CPB gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. So many people double stacking and pitting. The whole field has pitted. Everyone except Lippy Loppy. Sorry, not Lippy Loppy. Why do I always say Lippy Loppy? Everyone except Luds, Lippy Lop, and 5 Streak have pitted. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. I have to make sure my PC doesn't die. 1 minute. Right, as we see, Lippy Lop is going to be pacing the field due to him not pitting and allowing his teammate to have a free stop without having to double stack like all the other teams, except Haas have done, where 5 Streak hasn't pitted as well. Now, we're just waiting for Luds to catch up to the field after making a stop on the second lap on the safety car, which was a bit of a stupid move. because he lost so many places by then. But it might work out in the long run, so who knows. So I believe this will be our last lap after safety car, and then we'll be underrunning for the last 13 laps of the Mexican Grand Prix. Right, the safety car, as they're approaching Sector 3 now. Well, soon will be. They've just entered Sector 2 in fact. Everyone's closely behind each other. Safety car getting pushed by Lewis, as always. Sorry, Lepilop. And there they go through the S section at a very slow pace of around 70 or 80 miles an hour, which really damages the sorry, doesn't damage the tyre wear. Now we have confirmation that the safety car is in stop, and as I was saying, it gets rid of the tyre temperature completely, just makes the tyres cold. So these tyres are designed to race at 200 miles an hour constantly, not just pace around the field like they are normal road tyres, which they aren't. And the safety car is in, and we return to normal running. Lippy Lob getting an excellent safety car restart, already 8/10 in front of 5 Streak, which is his closest competitor. Synax is going down the inside, trying to go down the inside of 5 Streak, but thinks better of it. Now he's gone out wide. Let's see. Or as Main Chief has no tyres in his temperature and keeps losing the back end of the car. This is really a terrible race for him, in fact. Or down in P8 with no temperature in his tyres. Now JH and Jack Brassington having a very good battle here. They go GoolieX2 and Jack Brassington are going too wide. PTRS, CPB, Today Tommy and Jack Brassington all have 3 seconds. Sorry, everyone except PTRS, Today Tommy and Jack Brassington have 3-second time penalties. CPB has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Jack Brassington gets past GoolieX Gamer, who had to take the escape road after going deep into that into the right hand just before the hairpin, as Lippy Lopez says the fast lap of 1:18.9. But he's already 1.5 seconds in front of 5 Streak. It seems as if pitting under the safety car was actually the wrong decision for now. But let's see what happens next. Synax has got past PTRS, who is trying desperately to keep his podium position and become world champ. He's technically now just playing for fun. He's just been crowned world champion, but he still needs to get those points to win the Constructors' Championship for Racing Point. As Synax gets past 5 Streak, and 5 Streak gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. This is, in fact, sensational. 5 Streak's tyres are dying off right now, and Synax, who has the advantage of fresher tyres, but harder tyres. Well, that's not really an advantage, but you know what I mean. 5 Streak is still trying to get temperature into his tyres, which is really a bad sign, as PTRS gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. This really does not look like the day for the newly crowned the VRL World Champion, who has just pitted for soft compound tyres and for a new front wing, and has in turn received the 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which is really bad news for him and his Constructors' Championship hopes. It seems as if someone's gearbox is failing on them. It's a five-way battle for P8, as Main Chief gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Once again, this is an extremely bad day for Mr. Dion PTRS, running in 13th, 20 seconds behind the field, as Jargon gets past JH on his trying to catch up to Jack Brassington and get that P8 position, as Lippy Loppy sets the fastest lap of a 1:18.7. And Luds gets past JH as well, who also may have some problems heating up, may have some issues heating up his tyres. And Gulex Gamer 2 has gotten past JH, maybe going around the outside, locking up, going around the outside, on the inside, going side by side, getting the switchback, but that doesn't work out, having some contact with the rear end of the Haas. They both have DRS. He goes onto the grass and they go side by side. They both lock up, and there's a Haas. That's the Haas of 5 Streak, who spun and was doing donuts in the grass. And Jack Brassington gets a 3-second time penalty. And today Tommy just got past Main Chief and he completely goes off circuit today, Tommy. He's got the DRS going side by side. And Jack Brassington has gotten past Main Chief as well. It seems as if the hard compound of tyre was an utter fail. They aren't able to get any temperature in those tyres today, as PTRS gets another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and that is CPB, who has entered the pits for a front wing change. As PTRS sets the fastest lap of 1:17.56, which is extraordinary. As Lutz gets past Jargon, and Jargon gets past Main Chief, which I believe he has already. Can't remember, I was trying to focus on something else. As Lippy Loppy is already 1.3 seconds in front of Synax with his extraordinary strategy, as Jargon has pitted pitting for new tyres. And also changing front wing, as PTRS keeps setting fastest lap after fastest lap. He's up into P10 now. This might be going his way. There's 8 laps left of the race. This may in fact be against the rules. Swerving to get rid of the slipstream, but we will have to ask the FIA on that, but it'll probably be quite biased. Yeah, never mind. The FIA people, Jesus. the FIA people are actually running P4 and P13. So don't believe there will be much bias. As JH and Guliax Gamer get past Main Chief, who once again is having so much trouble in warming up his tires. He's lost so much positions now after not being able to warm up his tires. As Jack Brassington has gotten past today, Tommy Luds have all gotten past Lippy Loppy, who has pitted for brand new medium. Skuliax Gamer as well, he's gotten past. Lippy Loppy now running in P7. Today Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty, and PTRS has retired from the session. This is very interesting. What has happened? What has happened? He has crashed inside the pit lane. This is extraordinary. As Prism gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. This is extraordinary. The reigning champion, sorry, should I say the newly crowned champion has crashed out inside the pit lane. This is very, very interesting now. And the fastest lap is now being held by a person who was just over 4 seconds faster than the whole field. Just over 4 seconds faster than the whole field. Sorry, I forget words. The fastest lap is being held by someone who has retired and is in P13. So no points. So that fastest lap point won't go to anybody, as Firestreet gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I can't breathe. So I believe we should let's go on board with our current leader, Synax, whose closest rival is 11 seconds away from them. So from this point onwards, it's an easy victory for Synax, as Jargon gets past 5-streak in the triangle section. They go left, they go right, they go left again, and they go right again. And left again, going through the S's section. As Lutz gets past today, Tommy on the straight. Tommy's going to try fight back. Lutz goes back onto the racing line in front of Tommy. But no, it doesn't work. But Lutz is now making a comeback. He's got sorry, was it Lutz who was... no, it was Main Chief. But Lutz has finally gotten, some temperature into those tyres, and is now storming towards Prism, who is in P3. As today, Tommy has a 15-second time penalty, which is a lot, if I do say so myself. There's 4 laps to go. Jack Brassington is sadly not closing in to Synax to get his the victory at Mexico. Eventually gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's take a let's take a look. Oh, there's a battle going on. Prism and Luds having a very good battle as CPB gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Luds and Prism battling in the final sector for that P3 position. Luds clearly has the pace. He's caught up to Prism by a lot. He's got on in the slipstream. He's got the DRS. He's going to try to go past in the straight, which he has. And JH gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And now Luds is taking the normal racing line into the first chicanes. And locks up and going and will now be on his way. Chasing down Jack Russington for that. For that P2 position, which frankly might not be possible. There's 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go and they're 4 seconds apart. Now JH has just gone past CPB on the straight and or dive bombed him into the first chicane complex. It's not been a good day today for CPB. He has completely he had a very bad strategy call, and now he has lost the those points for Alfa Romeo, whereas his teammate has gotten the better strategy call and has ended up had the better strategy and is right now in P3, storming up the field as Lippy Loppy gets past today Tommy, who has 15 seconds of time penalties. Lippy Loppy is also on the softer compound of tyre, on the mediums, so this should have been a very easy overtake. Now JH is closely behind 5 streaks tail. They're only separated by 4 tenths. Chief gets another 3-second time penalty, bringing up his total to 12. Another one will result in the same amount as today Tommy, who's running in P6. Now we're on the last lap. Synax is about to lap someone, I believe. No, that's the other Renault of Gulliek's Gamer. My mistake. And it's starting to rain in the closing laps of this Grand Prix. Rain is starting to fall. Light rain, although the drivers might hold off for the last lap and a half. Unless this rain goes full wet mode on us right now, the drivers will have to pit. We're on the last lap now, or in fact the leader is on the last lap. Let's go now on board with Synax, who has just spun off, and Lippy Loppy has retired from the session. Yes, aquaplaned off. And someone is pitting for intermediate tyres. That's a very bad call from today, Tommy. It's the last lap. all Synax has to do is keep that 9-second gap. Keep a distance from Synax, and he'll be able to take this victory today. Jack Brassington has a 9-second time penalty. Oh, and Luds has gotten past Jack Brassington. He's catching up. He's trying to catch up. But sadly, I don't believe he will. There's 13 seconds separating him and Synax. And Synax is now in the last sector. The crowds are roaring. But the fountains of whatever confetti are pouring up. And now Synax drifts around the final corner, winning the Mexican Grand Prix. And what an end that was. What an end to the race that was indeed. Now let's go on board with Mr. Jack Brassington. 5 Street gets another 3-second time penalty. Everyone is on the dry set. Everyone's on dries except Mr. Today Tommy, who pitted on the last lap. And now the final results are in. It seems that Synax, Luds, and Prism are all on our podium today. Well done, everybody, and excellent result today for the top 3 drivers. Guliex2, our driver of the day today. And here is our podium. Here are our results. Synax has won the race. Synax in P1, behind him Luds 82, Prism. Then we have Jack Brassington, Guliex2, Jargon, JH, Today Tommy, 5 Streak, CPV, Main Chief, Lippy Loppy. Sorry, we have PTRS, Katana. We have quite a lot of DNFs today. We have not all of them are shown today, but well done to the winners of today's race. Thank you everybody for watching, and have an excellent rest of your day.